Canada has a housing shortage, which is most likely why over half of Canadians want to let in less immigrants. But surprise, surprise, it's significantly worse in Ontario than everywhere else. So what did Doug Ford do in 2019 that caused this? We used to have a cap on how many international students colleges could let in every year. Doug Ford got rid of that cap, and he made it easier for colleges to partner with private institutions, which could increase the amount of international students we received, almost all of them coming from India. The logic for that is that colleges is where we learn hands-on skills which we need to build a better future for Ontario. But the vast majority of these international students end up studying things like business and stuff in the humanities and the arts. So not only do they not end up in the tech field that Ford wants them in, but they end up competing with domestic students who graduate and they are willing to take lower salaries, lowering the average salary for a new graduate in Ontario. And international students from India are outpacing government in funding colleges. International students from one specific country are providing more funding to our public colleges than our government. And the margin of profits at these colleges has grown astronomically since 2019, with them providing $2 billion to the college system for this academic year. And the government realized they kind of screwed up here because all these international students need a place to live. So now they've ordered colleges to enroll no more than 7,500 international students at a time at their satellite schools. But that's not going to change anything because only one college is above that cap. And when Doug Ford got rid of the international student limits, we went from 50,000 to 140,000. That's an extra 90,000 people per year in Ontario looking for housing, which for the record is separate and on top of the immigrants that Canada is accepting. So if you're somebody who is mad at the federal government for letting in immigrants, you should also be mad at the provincial government for letting in an unprecedented amount of international students. International students who drive up the cost of rent and drive down wages for domestic Canadians. And let me make this very clear, this is not an anti-immigrant stance, but the immigration system is specifically designed to make sure that when we let people into the country, they are here to help our economy grow and so that they can have better lives and so that the average Canadian can have a better life. When we let in these international college students, we're letting in people who couldn't get into college or university in their home country, nor could they get into university in Canada, and we're letting them into arts and humanities programs so they can compete with our domestic students. They're not filling in a labor gap. If they were, this wouldn't be as much of a problem. And this international privatization of our college system has led to hundreds of international students having nowhere to go after a college had to revoke their acceptance letters. And the government is blaming the college, but who put the policy in there in the first place? And for the record, using immigration to fuel economic growth is in theory a conservative economic policy. Or at the very least neoliberal, which is still a form of conservatism. This is a complicated mess, and I'm not going to pretend like there is a simple solution, but one of the things that we can do is maybe not let in mass amounts of international students to fund our college system when they're not going to provide any economic benefit to our province.